Please excuse the mess. The SonarFeed appears to be having a few difficulties.
Boom, go.
And welcome to SonarFeed Special Edition. We are hydrated and we are warmed up. Our hammies are nice, fresh, and ready to go. Episode. I spoke too soon. Celebrated too early. But on that,
I thought I already made this joke.
You did. But now we're live, so.
we are live. And welcome as we have today. I'm going to hand it off to the one and only Sonar Riley.
Thank you, Hugo, for that opening. Sorry I had to ruin it with my hamstring pull there in the middle of that. But since we're in the middle of an injury-plagued run, I figured I might as well do it here, too.
Hey, get him out of the way, because after today,
it's all uphill. So we are SonarFeed. This is episode number 137 of SonarFeed.
137.
Over 3 years into the show. Actually, over 3 years since we did the original piece. We have to actually talk to Lee next week on our drive to Salt Lake City.
The drive. Yes.
About our anniversary plans, our third-year anniversary plans.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? I talked to somebody late at night on Twitter, and
there's a surprise.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
9:30 is National Podcast Day.
Well, there we go. I guess we'll have to do it 9:30 maybe. I like that.
Yep.
So, episode 137 of SonarFeed, we are being delivered our tasty, tasty drinks.
By the fashionable, the one and only Miss Oktoberfest 2013-14.
And the Tiger shirts.
Right here. Trey. Show them the Tiger shirt.
Oh, here we go. It's Tiger Shirt Monday.
Tiger Shirt Monday.
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah. It's an interesting trend.
It's a thing now.
It's a thing now. So, anyways, 137 of SonarFeed.
Yes.
I am your host, Aaron Riley, a.k.a. Sonar Riley. Across from me is the one, the only,
Hugo Garcia, a.k.a. Mi Vida Seattle.
and we're joined today by one of our favorite guests that we have on the show. A gentleman who brings both
intellect
and sarcasm, and hopefully a little bit of panic. Sorry.
Time to picnic.
Panic. Sorry. Darn it. I always do that. I always do the wrong one.
FC panic button.
Yeah, FC panic.
picnic.
Dave Clark, a.k.a. Better Than on Twitter.
Yep.
Welcome in.
It's great to be here.
You've been here. You probably are the most prolific guest appearance
Yes,
for
prolific,
us.
no question.
Yeah. You've been on
Legendary?
Most legendary for sure. Yes, for sure. For reasons you may or may not want to talk about right now. But you remember that night. So that night in Bangkok? No. But anyways, yeah, welcome in. We're glad to have you here tonight because tonight is there's a lot of people in Sounderland that are how should I put this? Panicking.
Starting to.
Panicking. For real. They're panicking. And
But you know what puts me at ease? Back-to-back days sitting next to this guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Back.
This is my. I'll probably get in like a good 5 hours at the Berliner within a 24-hour period.
You're right. Yeah.
That's kind of handy. I like that.
That's kind of like my normal week, really, is what it is for me.
Yeah.
Almost, it feels like every other day.
A working lunch of about 6 hours.
Exactly. We actually had our first, because we're moving in offices down here. I had my first actual work lunch here last week.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was Amanda, and she walked in, and we had like 10 of us, so it was kind of a fun little, a nice little lunch.
Power
Power lunch.
There you go.
So anyway, so we are drinking our drinks that just came. So we're going to do a little cheers.
Cheers.
This is the Sparkle Donkey Galazzo. Thank you, guys.
Shout out, guys.
And then you're drinking the Sparkle Rita.
No, I went with their Kentucky Mule, which is like a Moscow Mule, except with something from Kentucky being the alcohol. And
nice. I wonder what it is. If it's Elijah Craig or what they put in there.
Delicious.
That's one of the things. Dennis has been awesome here is his bourbon selection at the Berliner.
Yeah.
Well, you don't think of bourbon at a German pub, but the bourbon selection here is fantastic.
Quality.
So,
they have their own ale now, by the way.
who does?
The Berliner.
I did not know that.
I had it yesterday.
What?
I actually did not know
pale
that.
ale that's custom brewed for the. It's called the Berliner
That's
Pale
what
Ale.
happens when you're a prolific and
And,
legendary SonarFeed guest. You get dibs on their ales.
I was looking at the menu yesterday, trying to figure it out because I'm an ale only guy, which is a little bit difficult at a German bar.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Berliner? Yeah, I'll do the Berliner Pale Ale.
Perfect.
So, yeah, it's light, crisp, refreshing. It's what you expect from pale ale from the Northwest.
Yep.
Sold.
So if you're an East Coaster, it's an IPA. But
We got any
Yeah,
East
right,
Coasters
yeah,
in the
yeah,
house?
yeah.
Let us know in the chat room. But, dude, I'm sold. I want to try that someday.
Yeah.
Soon.
So let's jump in because there's a lot to talk about. I think tonight.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
a ton to talk about. Let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and hit the game first. Let's talk about the game, and then let's kind of move into where we're going. And
Okay.
Sitting here at the table,
Yep.
how many of us thought that, or how many of us would have taken a 3-1 loss yesterday before the game and been like, "Oh, thank God we didn't get totally destroyed." Going in with our lineup that we had versus the lineup that they had.
no, I expected a 2 or
blowout.
3 goal loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
I think what the result was what I thought was going to happen.
If you look at like the top 14 players, the ones that can take the field,
Yeah.
that are on the roster or will be on the roster as of like tomorrow.
Yep.
7 of them, maybe 8 of them,
Yeah.
7 or 8 of them,
Yep.
were unavailable for that game.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, we know what happened in minute 1. Extraordinary joy, and then 8 or 9 of them weren't available for that game.
Yep.
And now we
So-
laugh at it, but it's
No. Right.
Um,
Yeah. So I was in Portland yesterday for a memorial for my wife's great aunt, and we're driving home, and we timed it perfectly so I could listen to the game.
nice.
So this is awesome, great. So I put it on. The kids are in the back seat watching a movie, and the headphones on. So my wife and I are listening to the game, and we're getting on the freeway. A Waze took me on this awesome detour because Portland traffic was terrible.
Right.
Took me on an awesome detour, and I'm getting ready to pull back on the freeway, and it's like goal, and I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome.
go.
And then Barrett is still down, and I'm like,
What?
I looked at my wife and I go, this is only something that could happen to the Seattle Sounders in 2015.
Jesus,
that you score a
seriously,
goal
dude.
and then injure yourself. And I didn't see the play until late when I got home because I was driving. But the goal celebration fiasco that's happened today, because I even tweeted it when I saw the comments about it. But he was just running
Yeah, it was
like he always does after
yeah.
he scores a goal.
Yeah, it was just a standard post goal run. It's not like he over celebrated or something.
No.
It's not like he did a front flip or a back flip
Or did his Superman like Clint does.
Let's remember he did a ballerina pirouette after a goal once. He didn't hurt himself then. If he'd done something like that and hurt himself, then you'd be like, what was he thinking? And
Yep.
but no, this was just I'm really excited and I'm going to run a little
Yep.
faster.
Exactly. Yeah, and so
It just happened.
It would happen.
Do you think? I mean, this is kind of way out of the. Do you think this heat we've been having maybe has thrown a little bit into it? I mean, it's been nonstop hot weather. I mean, like really hot for us.
It's happening on the road. It's happening at home. They've got science telling them about hydration and all that.
Yep.
This is bad luck.
They were really fortunate last year with not a lot of injuries, and unfortunately this year they're the opposite and
But-
have had a lot of injuries.
But do you think? I mean, is it a possibility that there's something else going on? Because it just feels like there are so many hamstrings right now, or is it just because it's all happening at once? And
It's all happened at once. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, let's remember for like the first 2 months it was only Alonso that had that issue.
Right, that's right.
Well, Alonso
Yeah.
and Martin started off
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
season a little
that's
injured
right.
too.
Yep.
But part of it said it's all at once and that it happened during the whole Gold Cup
Yep.
run.
Yep.
So you've got that going on, and then there could be other things going on, but I don't necessarily know that. I don't have that level of knowledge. I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
I don't think Dave Tenney, who did fine with injuries in most of the past
Absolutely.
years, he's not. The calendar didn't change, and all of a sudden Dave Tenney became an idiot. That's not
No,
possible.
God, no. And we're not saying that, obviously.
Well, I've seen people say.
Oh,
that,
okay.
So,
Dave Tenney out, right?
no,
That's,
I've seen people call for the trainers to be fired because too many injuries,
And-
it's just not fair to them. There's no
No.
evidence that it's their responsibility.
Right.
Sometimes heck, we don't know if the players are doing what they're told. We don't
Right.
have that. It takes to put the blame of injuries on somebody takes a level of knowledge that I don't think anybody but the organization has.
Absolutely, and that's okay. So Juan Valdez in the chat room here says, "This is why you look at real data and numbers, not run off what it feels like." Because my mind's tricking me, and that's why we're talking about this on the show today. Because Twitter, for the last 2 months, has been a landmine zone, right? I mean, it's been people ever since the referee, the notebook issue,
Right.
Twitter has been worse than ever in my mind as far as fans. It goes back to 13.
I think
the
it's
end of
matching
13.
the the feeling of everything that's going on. You know?
I agree, but that's where I called for Siggy out in the 10th minute of the Portland game when he started Shaw Reed Joseph in the playoff game.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was pissed. But I'm also not. I'm not calling for anybody's head right now. I'm asking this more of as a. And you're a good level head. That's why I let it off with that. You're a semi-level headed. I know your wife would probably laugh at that, but you're a semi-level headed fan who understands the reality of what's going on, and you have some insight. So that's why I'm asking this question. Not that I think there's necessarily a systemic problem, but it feels, as a fan, it feels like it right now.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
I was in a heated discussion with some of the people who feel that Siggy should be fired, like today, last night, and they're like, "Would Pete Carroll get this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Pete Carroll could lose 3 or 4 games in a row during the season, after he went 7-1 to start the season, lose 3 or 4 in a row, and they're not going to fire him because you have the rest of the season left and the playoffs still. So maybe, this is all going to get cataloged at the end of the year. They're going to review how things happen, and there could be movement then, but Siggy didn't get a DUI.
Hey, Marcus.
He didn't?
He did not.
I thought he was driving the car and they just made Papa move over.
Yeah.
You mean he
Siggy
I'm not
didn't.
making light
What
of
about
it.
he ripping
I
that
mean, that's
notebook,
a-
though?
you know,
I thought he ripped the notebook up.
Yeah, he
Siggy
totally
didn't
did.
rip the notebooks. Siggy didn't go to the Gold Cup. Siggy didn't hurt his shoulder
Yep.
on a landing, so you had your backup keeper starting. Siggy didn't pull his hamstring, or his groin.
Yeah. Right.
That's other guys.
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, he set up the roster. He set up the roster in a way so that they would have Oba playing while Clint wasn't there.
That's right.
They set up a roster so that a guy that scored 9 goals and had 9 assists last year would be up top. They set up a roster so a guy that had, 6 or 8 goals and Chad Barrett last year.
8, yeah.
So he would be up top.
Yep.
Right.
Guess what? They didn't do it.
Yeah.
They haven't performed.
Yeah.
At some point, is it poor roster management? I don't know. Would they be better if Kenny Cooper was on the team? Nope. You know what? Kenny Cooper injured with Montreal. So,
Nate Jaqua? Oh, come on. That's a joke. Come on.
No, but what about some of those close games that at the end? Do you think maybe substitutions might have had different results in some of those close ones?
I don't necessarily. You changed forwards earlier so you don't give up a defensive goal? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Up until yesterday, I was thinking that the only times the defense had really played poorly was the Portland game. Now you look at Dempsey's first game back; the defense didn't play poorly.
Oh.
That was Vancouver.
Yeah. Yep.
3 set pieces.
Yep.
One of them was Chad Barrett.
Yep.
That was the first goal.
Yep.
The next one was Clint Dempsey not running.
We didn't
and the
have a
next
show
one
last
was
week.
Clint Dempsey
Yeah,
ducking
that's
out of the way.
right.
Right.
Clint Dempsey
In
ducked out of the wall.
In the wall, yeah.
So, yeah, guess what? That's not the defense's fault.
Yep.
That's Clint Dempsey's fault. That's Chad Barrett's fault. They aren't defenders. The defense is going to look at their numbers at the end of the year and say, hey, they had so many goals against. Heck, going into the game against LA, guess who had the better defense overall on the season? The Sounders
Yeah,
did.
right. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but Rob just said, I blame Jordan Morris. Which I know you'll get a kick out of that one. That's a great one. And then Julie, real quick, before I said, we will have a losing season at some point. We will have a year we do not make the playoffs. It's sports. It's inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
And people need to chill. I'm not saying I agree.
It could be this year.
It could be this year. It could be.
I
right.
never would have thought it at the
Yeah.
beginning, but now it's crept in my mind.
It's you know what? But again, it's sports. I grew up in Michigan. I've seen teams like the Tigers and the Wings play some amazing sports. I moved out here and I saw the Mariners.
How long have you been out here now?
Since '91. So I mean, I've seen it
Okay.
all. Trust me, I've been through it all out here. And I became a fan when I moved out here. I was 16.
Yeah.
So
you've seen the
oh yeah.
You saw a 2-14 season from the Seahawks.
Oh god, yeah.
God,
Oh
don't
yeah.
remind me.
You saw the Mariners lose more than 100 games.
Absolutely.
More than once.
Absolutely. I
Yep.
saw the Sonics go through just years of just
You saw the Sonic. You saw Clay Bennett decide to rip the team to shreds so that
Absolutely.
nobody would go to the games, so
Yep.
that you would have an excuse to leave.
That's right.
God, dude, that was-
You
I
saw
really
the
despise
Cougars
that guy.
win 0 games. You saw the Huskies
Which
win
we
0
enjoyed
games.
that. Yeah, we did. Yeah. I enjoyed watching the Cougars win 0 games. That's
So-
before I knew Mark. So now I like him more.
So all these people, when they're seeing a mediocre on the season Sounders, be
Yep.
like, "Oh no, it's not that. Like, it's so bad. It's so up." No,
Yeah.
you know what? If you've been in Seattle more than a couple years, you've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
awful. This
Exactly.
isn't awful.
No. No,
And
no,
we're
but
spoiled as Sounders fans
We
because
are.
if you look at the
We totally are. We totally
the USL
are.
and A League Sounders, they were never really awful either.
No, they were good. I remember because I used to work
Their
at a restaurant
bad year
by
in
there.
2008,
Yeah.
10, 10, and 10,
yeah,
made the playoffs.
yep, right. But their bad year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won the double in 07. They won the double in 05. You know, it's been a long time since we've had bad soccer here.
Yeah.
We've had a bad 2 months of soccer.
Yes,
But there's
terrible.
still 3 more months of the regular season. to
And I
go.
agree, it's terrible, but yeah.
Right, but let me ask a question on that before we move,
Okay.
because I want to follow up on that point, because you're absolutely correct. We have 3
Sure.
months left, and there's some awesome news coming. I want to come to that. Losing 8 out of 9. There's what? Is it 34 games in a season? Right. That's a third. That's a quarter, roughly.
Yeah, we're
roughly.
almost to a quarter of the season.
No,
With
we're
that-
with
with that
that
9
loss. Yeah, with
games.
that 9 game. Yes, it's a quarter of that, and we lost
That is a
8
quarter of the
out of
season,
9.
yeah.
We lost 8 out of 9.
I mean,
Yeah.
So if you look at football, it's hard because it's a smaller subset, right? So you lose 4, but you were talking about a minute
Yeah.
ago, or let's call it 6 or 7, just to kind of bring it up to a little bit. If you lose that many in a row, if you're the Mariners and you lose 40 games in a row, is that coach around at that point? And I'm not saying sig you out here. I'm just asking a question: is it?
If
It's different because it's 162 versus 34.
all right, I've done
and
the
it's-
NFL math.
Okay, great.
You lose 4 games.
4 games, right? You don't fire him after that.
Well, it
But
depends
people call
on
for 'em.
It depends on what you did in the first few months.
Okay.
Because let's remember, if we're putting this on the NFL spectrum of just lost 4 games,
Yeah.
they went 7-1 during the first 8 games.
Absolutely.
If you're putting it on the NFL spectrum,
Yeah.
and so they lost 4, sure, but they're 7-5, and guess what? They're a playoff team.
Absolutely.
Which guess what?
We're-
the Sounders are a playoff team
Thank you.
right now.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're 6th in the West. They're 9th in the league.
Yeah.
So they have to prepare themselves better so they can survive the stretch. Guess what they did?
Yeah.
They survived it because they're still in the playoffs.
Right. We're actually getting 7 people back.
Kinda. Yeah, we're
Maybe.
getting- we're getting-
7 new people in right now. Oba.
8.
What's the 8th?
By the end of this month, we'll probably have 8 players back.
Oh,
So let's go 8
Okay.
of the top 18 on the team.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So let's go over.
Oba.
We're gonna get. I'm gonna try and do it in
The most
order
important.
of that they'll play.
Oh, okay. How about the most important? Okay, and then I want to hear most important though.
Okay, so Nelson Valdez already started training with the team, right?
Yep.
Boom. So he'll be back. He'll
be
of
back.
the signings, he'll be quickest.
Yes.
Center back will add out quicker than a winger.
Yep.
So we're going to get Ramon Torres.
And he's coming in
He'll
pretty-
be announced as a signing
tomorrow.
either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yes.
And then you're going to get Andres Avanchits.
Ivan Sheets.
Sure.
It's so even Sheets.
Even Sheets.
Even
Even
Sheets.
Sheets.
I think it's even Sheets. I think.
Sure.
If James is watching, correct me, but no, it's even
Even
Sheets.
Shuts?
Sheets.
Even Shuts?
Shetz? Even
So-
Shetz. Whatever. Okay.
You lived in New
You'll
York
get
too,
him.
right?
Yeah.
Clinton Dempsey, we don't know how severe that injury is,
Yep.
so, but you're going to get him. You're going to get Osvaldo Alonso. You're going to get Obafemi Martins, and you're going to get Marco Papa.
Yes.
And
Oh,
all of a
I forgot
sudden,
about Marco. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, Marco's not going to be a starter anymore, but he'd be in the 18.
Right. Fair enough.
And then maybe, depending on how bad Chad Barrett's is,
Yep.
he's not a starter anymore, but he might be. in
He
the
said a
18.
few weeks.
Leo
today.
Gonzalez might be back soon,
Yeah.
and he's part of the key to having
Absolutely.
some depth at fullback.
Yeah.
So you've got all these players that are like 3 deep on their depth chart, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and
It's
the end of August we could get them all.
It's literally a brand new team.
Right.
And,
Right.
And again, we're talking, of the 18, you're talking 8 to 10 players who, half of them weren't even on the roster, and the other half you haven't
Have been
really
off the
seen
roster.
together
Yeah.
since the dire day
Yeah.
of June 16th.
Hold on. I gotta take a
was-
sip for that one.
Dude, you do? God. Just wish I could go back in time. God, and just change things somehow.
I already tried to write that,
Yeah. I know.
I, thinking that it would inspire the team.
Yeah, it didn't
They
work.
didn't get inspired.
No, they didn't. I thought they were going to get inspired yesterday when Brian Schmetzer was showing them all the video of this guy I know
Who's that,
for a
dude?
Copo 90 video yesterday on the bus.
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
Let's
To there.
go.
Let's go. Okay.
Dude, that was so epic.
we have
Thanks,
a
Coach. You're the man.
couple questions here. Ustreamer 4431 had a question. Hold on, which there was 2 of them.
Dave.
Yeah,
you-
no,
What,
but hold on.
okay,
Hold on,
yeah.
Go back up first real quick. He said, what's up with Papa? Do we know anything more about Papa? Have you heard anything more? Other than he's going through the league-mandated
There are 2
game.
things that Papa has
Alcohol.
to go through, right?
Yep.
One, it's not about games.
No.
It's about
Oh, it's
completing
not.
these two things.
Correct.
Step one, legal issues.
Yep.
He's not getting back until that's sorted out.
Yep.
Step two is the league evaluation of the substance abuse program, figuring out if he was abusing a substance or he just had a bad night. And then solving that issue.
Yep.
So he needs to get both of those done. It's not about, no one ever said
Games.
games.
Yeah,
They
no.
just looked at CJ
Correct.
Sapong and they said, oh, he was out three games.
right.
No, what's interesting is Sapong's team had a bye during that
Right, so
period.
it's 4
he
weeks.
missed 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Got it.
But the time period still doesn't matter.
No.
Because if the legal situation isn't done in 4 weeks, Papa's not done.
Yep.
Now, somebody said that there's a lot of misquoting of me on this.
Uh-oh.
I said that the team wanted Papa gone, not that he would be gone.
Correct.
And those two words have different meanings.
Yep.
And so now I'm saying that I expect him back because the trade deadline passed and they're not going to cut him. He's a valuable player.
Right.
So there you go.
Yep.
Got it.
So I think he
sense.
will be coming back
Okay.
when those two situations are done.
Yep.
I personally expect him to be done by the end of August because
Yep.
that's 6 or 7 weeks since the incident.
Yep.
Makes sense. So basically, he's going to be a super sub
And-
the rest of the year.
And he was exactly. And what a hell of a super sub to get.
Harrison, I didn't say want. I didn't say I want.
No,
Good
but
God.
I thought there was some opportunity for him to be gone with all the signings we're getting. But again, and then people started to think, oh, he's international, so he must take an international
he's not
spot. But
international.
he's got his green card, so it doesn't count, right?
Right.
So he doesn't count
Yeah.
in that regards. That didn't hold up any of the trades or any of the things we needed. But when you look at him, yeah, he becomes one of the
Good.
most popular. He's amazing as off the bench.
Yeah.
Well,
To
I
put
mean,
him in the 70th minute.
let's look at the attacking players that are probably going to be coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Lamar.
Lamar Nagel
Yep.
and Marco Papa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those were two starters on a team that won the Supporters Shield last year.
Correct.
They're now bench players.
Correct.
If you look at central mids that are coming off the bench,
Evans or Freeberg?
Evan.
One of the two of them
Oh,
are gonna
no.
come off
Probably
the bench.
Freeberg.
Freeberg to start with,
Yeah.
or
well, Evans is
have-
the captain.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that, but go ahead.
And so it's probably Freeberg
Yeah, probably
and Gonzalo Pineda, who was a starter on a team that won
the
Supporters Shield last
Yep.
year.
Correct.
If you look at the fullback that's off the bench, you have Leo Gonzalez,
Yeah.
who was the starter on the team that won the Supporters Shield last year.
That's right.
And then you have Zach Scott,
Yep.
who was the best pair
Yeah.
for Chad Marshall
That's right.
on the team that won the Supporters Shield last year.
Yep.
So 4 of your top 5 bench players
Yeah.
were starters on the team that won the Supporters Shield last year. So when we entered this year and we thought, hey, the depth is pretty good,
Yep.
we were wrong. We just got that proven.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
We're now
we did.
about to be very right.
Yes. We went from having a slapped in the face about how bad our depth
Oh yeah,
is
your depth
to like
is yeah.
we have a potential for the discussion on who sits, Evans or Freeberg. That's a realistic discussion in my mind.
Really?
People are like, oh, he's
oh,
a captain,
dude,
et cetera.
Evans. People, well, the
Right.
Evans crowd would be just
Oh, they're all
on you,
pissed
bro.
at me. Oh God, yeah. Britt was pissed at me yesterday.
Well, they're paying him 50% more than they are Freeberg,
I
so
know.
that's a judge of talent right there.
I agree.
That's a clear indicator of who they think is
Man,
a
I
better
agree.
player.
I don't disagree.
That first goal by
Do you think they would have signed a Freeberg if they knew they were going to get the other 3 guys that they've gotten, or the other 2 guys they've gotten? Excuse
Yes.
me? Yes.
This team has been very clear that
Yeah.
their goals are an MLS Cup and a CONCACAF Champions League. And you know what you need next year in the CONCACAF Champions League? We remember this because we've been in it and we've done well in it. You need a roster at 8 to 15 players
Absolutely.
that's as good as Mexico.
100%.
Because our top 6 or 7 are as good as
Yep.
Mexico.
Yeah.
But from that point to the 15 to 18,
Yeah.
Liga MX teams
Yeah.
are much better.
Absolutely.
I don't know. And I will say, I'll be straight up real clear right now. The LA Galaxy, for all its depth that I'm praising the Sounders after all these moves,
Yep.
the LA Galaxy a better team 1 to 10 than the Sounders right now.
Even with these moves,
Yes, 1 to 10, they're a better team.
with the 4 that
Really?
with the 4 we're adding,
Torres.
the 3 we're adding, excuse me, with Torres, which again, Torres is one of those guys that 2 weeks ago, if you'd asked
Okay.
any Sounder player,
Seattle's
they'd
best
have no
player-
idea.
Seattle's best player is Obafemi Martins. Theirs is Robbie Keane. That's a wash. We
Wash.
saw it last year. They were
Yeah.
essentially tied for the MVP.
Right.
And then it's Gio and Clint.
Gio and Clint.
That's a
And
wash,
then you've got
right? It's a wash.
Clint's probably better. But then
Okay,
you got
but-
Steven Gerrard.
Who?
Who's that guy?
He's a Liverpool legend and a slug on the field here. Why did they play him as withdrawn forward? Because he doesn't need to run then.
That's right.
But he's still,
who's our third best?
still
Is
great,
Valdez
talented.
Does Valdez
Alonso.
become? Or Alonso?
And then you got Omar Gonzalez, and then you got Valdez, and then you got AJ De La Garza, and then you've got
Chad Marshall.
Evans, and then you got Chad Mar. You got Janino. You got Leggett, Legit.
Legit. He was. Yeah. He
Sebastian
was
too legit.
Yeah.
You got Robbie Rogers.
Yeah.
You got Tyrone Mears. I'm still gonna go
1 to 10. They're better.
1 to 10. They're better. They're gonna either their 11th player is going to be they might be better at 11 because their 11th player. So you look at the bottom two of the 11. Let's
Yeah.
just say
Okay.
at 9, roughly
Right.
tied.
Okay.
Dylan Remick
Rose.
against Dan Gargan.
Okay. And you're probably going Gargan on there.
Yeah.
Hate to say
Stephen
it.
Fry is better here
Then
than
Ricketts.
Ricketts. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be close. Now, where the Sounders look a lot better is versus an Alan Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, but he in that super sub.
He's a great
He's
super
a great
sub.
super
He's
sub.
a
I hate to
good,
say it because I
useful tactical
hate the
player.
dude.
I know,
Yeah.
dude.
You know, he's Chad Barrett with more talent.
Correct. Yeah. He can finish. He can close the ball down. I mean,
But again, that's Lamar Nagel. It's Marco Papa.
Yep.
It's Eric Freeberg. It's Gonzalo Pineda. It's Leo Gonzalez. It's Zach Scott. And it's Troy Perkins. And I think when you look at the rest of the 18, the Sounders are better. And they're going to need it because they're going to go through CONCACAF Champions League right
Yep.
now.
Yep.
And they're going to go through MLS play. And they're going to have to be firing on cylinders where they're picking up like 5 points every 2 games kind of thing. So not quite 2 points a game, but to really challenge and give themselves the opportunity to maybe win one of those top 2 spots.
yeah.
In the West, they're going to need at least 5 points every 2 games, maybe 6, maybe more. And to their other goals, they're going to have to beat Olympia and the Whitecaps
Yeah.
to make that CONCACAF Champions League. They do
Right.
all of that. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. So, a lot of pressure coming. It's a lot of
It's a-
pressure.
it totally-
They earned all that pressure themselves through their
Yep.
own failures.
I mean,
So
out of how 27 or how many possible
three
points?
out of
27.
3 out of 27.
27,
That's what just demoralizes you, man. It's like,
well, and look at those.
Jesus.
Look at that. We lost 3 games in a row where we lost by 1 goal in like the last 15 minutes of the game, right? Or the last 5 minutes of the game, or in extra time.
Right.
So a couple chances here, a couple chances there. Sorry, let me back up. Yesterday's game, after the Whitecaps game, which felt like the worst of the 7 out of 8
It
losses.
really was, man, because it was like there was.
Yesterday, knowing that we have the group we have coming, and I know they're not going to fix everything, and we can't expect them to fix everything right out of the gate. It's not going to happen. They need to gel. They need time to gel. But you get Oba back in the lineup immediately, and to my mind, that changed. And again, we all know I love Oba, et cetera.
We all do. I mean,
but
the guy is
he is.
could be the best player in the league. Like,
But
seriously.
they had more opportunities, and they just missed some opportunities yesterday than I recall. And again, maybe it's my brain being wrong, but they had better and more opportunities yesterday against a team that is one of the best 1 to 11.
Better player
As
right
Juan
now.
said here, he said he calls it the best MLS lineup, top 11. You said it's probably the best, if not the best. And we
It's
had
the
more
best I've
opportunities.
seen since like 98.
Wow.
Those
Wow.
those
Wow.
11s in like 96 to
Yeah.
98. The league had a ton of talent then.
Yeah.
And they were stacked.
Yeah.
Those teams were stacked. Nobody watched them because of all the weird gimmicks and whatnot. But if you look at how those lineups were composed, it was those teams were lots
Yeah.
of fun to watch.
Wow.
And then it took a while to get back to that, and I think probably about 2010 or 2011 they matched that talent level,
Okay.
and now we're well beyond it.
Well beyond that,
Yeah.
Ustreamer 4431, which whoever you are, great questions so far tonight. Either log in or if you're on Twitter, let us know who you are because that's you got. If Seattle loses the MLS Cup and finishes second in the CCL group, i.e., out, is Siggy out? And
Makes
it's
the
an interesting
MLS
question.
Cup final and loses it.
Yeah, I think if he makes it, he's in.
I think if he
Personally.
makes it,
Yeah.
because he'll probably have to have beaten LA.
Right, exactly. Well, to
Beat
get
LA,
there,
and then you just have this weird thing happen. In
we
the
have to be
MLS
because it's
Cup.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, somebody else could beat him, so you don't. Have to
Oh,
face him.
okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
So there are circumstances where I could see not making the CONCACAF knockouts and not winning MLS Cup where Siggy stays.
Yeah.
Heck, you could win the Supporter Shield.
Yeah.
If they go so hot over the next 2.5 months that they win the Supporter Shield.
I will buy you a bottle
Dude.
of whatever bottle
Yeah.
of bourbon you want
Dude,
if
I'll
we do
bring
that.
you, like, tacos from
We have
any
to go.
taco
We have to
shop you
go.
want.
We have to go. There's 10 games left. We have to go 30 for 30 on points in order to do that.
Dude, I'll hand
No,
feed
because
you
got
tacos.
points against, like, you play Vancouver once,
Yeah.
beat them, you win the Cascadia Cup. You play other teams that are ahead. Portland, you play them,
Yeah.
beat them.
Just saying. I'll buy you a bottle of bourbon if we do that.
I'm not predicting.
Or tequila,
but
whatever you
Right,
want.
right.
No, I know you're not.
I'm just saying that
not
I don't want this hard. I don't want to be slapped with kind of this hard and fast statement that if Siggy doesn't win the MLS Cup
Yeah.
and doesn't advance in the CONCACAF Champions League, that he should be gone.
Yeah.
Because I think there are circumstances that could come up where you'd be like,
Yeah.
nah, he should stay.
To be fair,
What
I wasn't. I mean, I'm asking the question
Yeah.
here. I don't necessarily agree with either that it would be. It's a black and white, all or nothing kind of thing.
Right.
There absolutely are circumstances.
What about
that-
not making the playoffs though?
If you don't make the playoffs, he's out. Gone.
Right.
Done. This.
Okay,
I
just
mean,
want to make sure.
yeah,
Just
I mean-
wanna make sure that.
gone. And
Yeah.
again, we have to expect as a group, as a fan group, we have to expect eventually we're gonna have a time when we're not gonna make the playoffs.
Jesus, dude.
I don't want it to be this year. I don't want it to be next year. I don't want it to be in my lifetime. But the reality is, it's going to happen. We already talked about that 20 minutes ago when we were talking through the whole idea of
know.
we're Seattle fans, we're used to it, but we're sports fans. Any sports fan that's used to just winning every single year,
Yeah, it's
it
not-
doesn't happen.
No.
Our front office, as much as we want to, give them a hard time or bitch and complain, they have listened and they have looked and they have felt the issues. I'm not saying they listened to the fans and they went and signed 3 guys just because they listened to us, but they went out and had. Has there been a better
Like Joe-
transfer season out there?
And like Joe
Don't
Ross
say
said, like Joe Ross said though, he said if we fail, it's not going to be because we didn't spend money on players.
Right. They're not afraid to spend money.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to find the right person.
I mean, people like to say that rules get invented for LA.
Yeah. Also for Seattle.
The number 2 team to take advantage of all these weird rules is Seattle.
That's right.
Like just
Don't
about
hate-
everything from 2009 to the present, we're chasing LA.
That's right.
But that's also true for the rules game.
Yep.
Where,
Don't hate the player.
That's right.
Hate the game.
the 3DP thing was, people joked about it when it happened. They called it the Freddie Ljungberg rule. Because Freddie, after every game, was like, I just need more people of my talent. We need 3. We don't
Yeah.
need 1.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the rule changed.
Yep.
The first... Blaise Kufo,
Yeah.
Alvaro Fernandez, they're
Yep.
joining us after the World Cup.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
And then they got rid of Freddie.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah. That's because he wasn't doing his underwear modeling anymore.
and then they made Montero DP. So
Yeah.
we had 3 DPs.
Right.
I believe it was the first team to have 3 DPs. So we took advantage of it. We took advantage of the targeted allocation money, homegrown player rules, where we've had great players. We've made huge allocation money.
Yep.
Dempsey watch.
The league bought Dempsey for us.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Thanks, MLS.
Harrison Crow puts a little bit of a reality check here. Sounders supporter shield probabilities are 0.4%, 0.04%
But
currently.
those are also built up off of a talent base that didn't exist
That's
when those
correct.
probabilities were figured out.
I agree. Don't disagree.
All that math is based off of the assumption that the roster didn't change.
Correct.
The roster changed dramatically.
It's
We went over that.
we already knew it was going to change when we sat here on June 17th and realized who we were going to be without.
Right.
We knew it was going to change
Yes,
August
yeah,
1st,
they
right?
had to.
Well, now it's August 10th. So we all knew on June 6th, 17th, we
gonna
all
be
knew
new
that it was going to
faces.
be 6 weeks or so, and now it's been 8 weeks, but whatever. But 6 or 8 weeks of nonsense where we had not all of our players playing. And we knew Clint was going to come back and be tired, and we knew Clint was going to come back and get an injury. I mean, we didn't know an injury, but we knew he was going to come back and not be able to play full strength.
But you know where we didn't? It's the B and C squads, the role players, everybody.
They failed.
They
did.
And I think
They did.
it was.
They've admitted it.
they
yeah,
do.
they have. And-
Rose's comment yesterday was very telling, I thought.
And I was like yesterday. A lot of people were like, "Man, why is nobody there when Roldan made runs? He would make a run. He'd get. Nobody was there for the cross. Nobody was there for the cross. Nobody was there for the cross. Dude, I think they were tired. They're burnt out. A lot of our second and third teams have been playing nonstop since the first team is out. So
Yeah.
you know,
And
it showed.
Rose said it. Our top talent He said it's hard to admit. It's embarrassing. I don't remember the exact words he used, but I'm paraphrasing. But he basically said that our top talent's out. These guys are fighting. They're giving their all. But when you drop down that level, it's a huge gap.
Yeah.
Andy Rose is not Clint Dempsey, right? And he's not the same position, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know, Rodon is not Oba, right? I mean, none of these guys are that next level down.
Fisher.
They're all young, too.
Yeah. And I love
Fisher's-
seeing them, dude.
Me too.
I love
I
seeing
do
them,
too.
especially because of the S2 connection. Seeing him and Dar get a little bit more early minutes. But it is, what the expectations cannot be that high because, it's the talent level is just not there yet. The development's going to be there, hopefully. And then, yes, it's going to help them. Are you kidding me? Playing that game in L.A. on the road like that? Yeah, it's invaluable. But still, the result is a result.
Indie Flow Megan has a great question earlier, but I think it's a great question. Well, first of all, she said, this is very harsh material. So welcome to SonarFeed, the end of a bad losing streak edition, where normally we're a little more fun, but we are.
Edition.
But we do have Dave on to kind of get a little bit of reality check here, and then kind of lighten up a little bit, but have a little fun, but also get serious.
Most people, I'm the guy with the reputation for being soft on the team all the time.
I know, but when you come on our show, you're actually much more harsh.
Hammer.
No,
Bring the
but you're much
hammer.
more. You're a reality check. You're a sanity
No, but
check.
it's you bring good points and about the whole Ziggy because there's a lot of people that's just going a lot, man. A lot of I had
2013, I was leading that charge, but not now.
But today, a lot of people are mad at the 3 out of 27.
Yep.
And they're like, at one point, it's a whole debate of, is it him or whatever. But anyhow,
Okay, so
you have brought a lot of feedback on that.
So the follow-up comment, she asked, why were we better? And this is from a few minutes ago. Why were we better against LA yesterday?
In that first half, when
In
they
the
were
first,
generating more
first
chances.
half, and I'll throw it on there. I'm going to leave behind her. And against Vancouver in the CCL game, we played a different match. I know it was a 1-1 draw, but we had a more entertaining attack. And I know it's the 1-1 tie last Wednesday. So why? Do you know why? Or do you have an opinion?
What I liked in the first half from the Sounders was the wide play on the right side, the ability of Andy Rose to come up from that central position where somehow Andy Rose is the more advanced of the 3 central midfielders that we saw was really interesting.
Yep.
Evans and Freeberg moved the ball through that midfield rather rapidly. I thought they did well. And LA was willing to let Tyrone Mears bring it way up. And his passing and crossing has been wonderful.
Yeah.
If you look in that first half, they completed more than 50% of their crosses. Most of those were from him.
I'm a fan of the hair.
So what we saw there is kind of, and they were up a goal too, which is funny because what that meant was LA had to push harder. And, excuse me, Steven Gerrard already discussed, he can't run. So if he's pushed up in attack, forget about him. He's not dropping back. Giasse Zardes is really poor in defense, so forcing him to run and Robbie Keane to run is great. So all of a sudden, once you get past those 3, you've eliminated some numbers, and then you can get forward a little bit, and you can play. You're forcing other players out of position for the Galaxy. So they did well with that. I think against Vancouver, what you saw was kind of how Vancouver played here when they smoked us. Where Seattle sat back, both teams were bypassing their midfields, playing a lot of counter, and I think Andy Rose again had a decent game there. And to me, that was much. Siggy played a different style there, and it wasn't the possession-based. What we saw when the Sounders were at their best was possession in the central midfield with a quick strike out.
Yeah.
Usually through Clinton Oba. What we saw against Vancouver was a team sitting back a little bit deeper and going over that central midfield. And last night we saw a team that really flooded the right side. When they were doing well, they flooded the right side. They worked through the possession in that midfield again. So they were actually more like they were when they were good, except they didn't have the talent.
Right. Correct.
Yeah. And again, I'm not going to be harsh on Lamar or anything like that, but if you got Clint or Oba up there as the lone forward in that game, you probably get another goal before halftime.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it's really different. So they showed kind of the foundation and what their style of play can be. and that what is now the B team, even
Yeah.
it was what we've seen start for 2 months, but it's now the B team.
Yep.
And we saw, the same style of what they're going to be. Because early in the run when they were diminished, we saw them try like a lone target. We saw them sit deep. We saw them try just long ball after long ball after long ball after long ball. That was late June was the long ball era, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't pretty. It was like let's start Chad and let
Yeah.
Lamar and Thomas and all that, and it was just long and long and long, and they didn't work. But they went to a more possession-y system, and it kind of worked with the B team.
No, I agree.
Yeah, totally.
That's a great comment. That's an absolutely fantastic comment. As always. So Julie has a very important question.
Take two.
I couldn't see her with her new short hair, so I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I saw it. Do you think the loss of the MLS Reserve League has led to the decline in our depth off the bench? Even though S2 was created in order to maintain a higher level of that depth and give players more.
No, we have the depth players are playing more important games that need to have victories, games in front of crowds.
Yeah.
The smallest S2 crowd is still bigger than the biggest Reserve League crowd.
Yep.
I was at Reserve League crowds that were like
12.
dominated by academy
20.
parents because the academy had played earlier.
Yep.
So I think that is not why the depth issues have come up. The depth issues have come up again because Lamar and Chad didn't perform.
Right. So let's break. Okay. So I had a question for you. Let me break it up into 2 comments because it's something that's been chewing on my brain. And we love Lamar here. We know that.
No
I mean,
question.
We raise money for his foundation, et cetera, and we're willing to be harsh on both. Anybody is not good, right?
Yeah.
And he's had a rough couple months. Had a rough year, to be honest with you. Right. It's been a rough year. But you look at like Chad and Lamar. You kind of singled them out as 2 that have been performing
Struggling
poor.
a little bit.
And we 100% agree with that.
Yep.
You also look at somebody like a Roldan, and you got even a Rose.
Fisher.
You've got Fisher. Some of those
Kovar.
guys.
Kovar's gotten some time.
Some of these
minutes.
guys that are younger who are getting way more minutes than their talent level. They're all talented and they all have a great future ahead of them, but they also all specifically missed major opportunities to score or make one extra
Tomas.
pass or whatever.
Last night,
Tomas,
Fisher.
Tomas as well.
Fisher when he came
Fisher
on
that one.
yesterday.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You had a right back come on as your left winger and 4-5.
But
you
gotta love-
But I kind of liked it though. I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
kinda
but you
liked
gotta
it.
love that his.
I mean, he was in the right spot
yeah,
and everything.
and he was
which-
firing, dude. He was firing
That's
like
important.
getting
to be-
there.
I mean, you can't take the shot if you're not there.
Correct.
So he got himself there, which was great, and it was through defensive pressure, which was great. He doesn't have the shot that he should be taking. He should have either dribbled forward or passed.
Yep.
And closed the distance. He shouldn't be shooting from that area. But yeah, you look at it. Tomas has gotten a long run, and you
Dude.
would have expected him to be more of a developmental
Yeah,
project.
Yep.
we
but
haven't
they
seen much from him,
absolutely
man.
Needed him.
Like much at all, actually. I'm
Yeah.
like, man.
Who else are we thinking? Roldan as a 20-year-old has gotten
A lot of
run.
minutes, man.
And that's clearly not ideal.
Yeah.
Who else?
Like huge minutes.
I'm not going to call Andy Rose young. I think that we've actually seen some great quality from him, and I look forward to when he comes on as a sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. But is he not? But again, going back to the quality of the starter, he's not a starter with this team where we're going
He
and where
should
we're
be
going to be
a
at.
regular rotational player.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in the 14 or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He should be one we're seeing a lot of,
Yep.
but not necessarily one that we want to start in a must-win.
Mike over a little bit. There you go.
There we go. Oh,
Yeah.
so you look at that. You had to start Jimmy Ockford for a game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Chad Marshall couldn't play.
Yep.
And I like Jimmy, but I think
too.
Jimmy's
Azir has
future.
played a lot.
Jimmy's future is as kind of a flexible defensive player that comes off the bench a lot. I don't necessarily see him getting regular starter minutes.
So you of Sounder at heart lore, you're the creator, the founder, the guy behind it, the brains.
El jefe de los jefes.
El Jefe. Or is it La Jefe? L.
L.
We'll go L.
We'll go
Okay. El Jefe. You are the Church of Facito founder as well, et cetera. And we all get attached. I do too. Like Fisher is one of my favorites this year.
And the Ninja Ryan also.
Oh, Ryan, Ninja Ryan.
Yeah.
But you also have that passion for some of these players that are I want to. Fringe is the wrong word, but maybe it's the right word. Kind of the fringe starters. The out. They're not quite. I mean, when you look at Olba or Dempsey or Valdez,
It's easy,
they're not
to
there.
cheer on a guy that's an all-star. Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, for
right.
sure.
It's easy. But when you got these kids or these young unsung heroes, those are the guys that I love personally rooting for. I like the underdog. I like rooting for that kind of player.
Like
And-
Pineda.
Like Pineda.
Yes.
Yes, Pineda.
Yeah, definitely an underdog.
Oh,
Nothing
totally.
says underdog like 80
Exactly. Caps.
Mexican caps.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey,
You know
I'm
why?
just saying.
Because I'm actually being serious. The Mexican caps are a symbol of being an underdog.
You know, we have been.
Dos.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's
Oh,
okay.
wait.
It's okay.
Acero?
Acero.
Acero.
That's okay.
Dos. Wait,
7.
the best part is he made 2 jokes there,
No.
and you had none.
Who won the Gold Cup this year in 2015?
Oh, wait. Who was
You asked
handed the
me?
Gold Cup?
No. I didn't ask handed. I said who won it.
I don't remember.
That's right. El Tri. El Tri.
Oh, they
sir.
cheated. Okay, good.
Who
is that-
fired their coach because they were so bad during the Gold Cup?
You know,
Actually, because he hit.
Azteca
wasn't
Television
it 'cause he
did.
hit a journalist?
Azteca Television flexed
I think he
their power.
frowned at a guy and they called it hitting him. And
Yeah,
I don't
pretty
think
much
it wasn't really
video.
a hit.
No.
I never saw the
his
video.
daughter. His daughter
Video
hit
of
him.
it.
His daughter hit him.
The conclusive video had like
Yeah.
no dude
Okay,
hitting
I didn't
him.
see it. Okay.
It was
No.
totally
It
drummed
was
up.
totally Azteca flexing
They
power
wanted TV
there.
ratings.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got him.
But you know they're looking at
They should put
Bielsa.
Trump in. They should put Trump as the head coach of Mexico.
Dude.
Sorry, that was bad.
You know,
that was on so many
that-
levels. That was terrible. I'm
that
sorry.
guy who got away, like, supposedly, like, put out money.
Oh,
out
I
there
know.
on him.
El Chupo?
Yeah, El Chapo.
Chapo. Sorry,
Like
Chapo.
But
is it Chupo? Is that the
that means
the
suck.
Penny Indian-
Chupacabra?
That means suck.
Oh, suck. Chupo means suck.
Like, I suck.
Chupacabra.
Like I'm sucking on a lollipop. Suck.
The bloodsucker.
Chupo.
So
Yeah.
Lee likes to suck on Chupo.
You're thinking of Chepo.
Chepo.
FC.
Chepo.
In-
FC.
Chepo,
Sorry,
yeah,
I see.
Chepo.
It's a long day.
Chepo.
It's Monday.
Economic rights respected. What does
Yes.
that mean?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I know. Totally. All they want is for
Are
them-
they the equivalent of Crossfire
Yeah, in that scenario.
in a way? In a
that's
weird
an
way?
area.
No, because Crossfire wants the money.
No, I know they do, but I'm not. But aren't they in a way kind of like Crossfire?
But here's the difference, though. They wanted the money, but not every other team in the
has its
county and the state said, "What the are you doing? You're killing our guy who's about to make a nice move."
Yeah, but-
because what happened there was a whole
Crossfire's
country-
coming back for the money after the fact. They wanted the money up front.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm asking. I know I'm crossing.
Like,
Similar-
like all
similar.
metaphors and analogies, I think we stretched
Yeah.
it a little
A
too
little
far
tiny
at this
bit.
point.
Come on, it's SonarFeed.
But it was funny that it was held up
I'm
by
telling you, I don't agree.
Okay.
that it
All
was
right,
held
that's
up
fine,
by the
that's fine.
dates though, because of the dates
I know.
in Latin America
Yeah, they're-
transposed. That's interesting.
Okay. All right. Well, now we've gotten way off topic there.
Oh, let's get back right on
Okay.
track.
Okay. Where should we go next?
Roman Towers.
yeah.
I say it Roman Towers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
was
every
his-
time I hit on the auto translate, it wouldn't translate.
Oh, that's awesome.
It translates Ramon Torres as Roman Towers.
That's awesome.
Towers.
That's a great.
great. That's
So
awesome.
I will probably at some point use an image of a Roman tower
I love it.
to talk about him. So yeah, he's going to be here. He's going to be
can't wait,
landing
dude.
at some point tomorrow,
Yeah.
and we at Sound Heart expect him to be announced by the end of Wednesday.
Great. So he's the guy that if you didn't watch the Gold Cup, you probably don't know who he is
Correct.
in general.
Yeah,
And as someone who hated him,
he is somebody who he
hated
had
him.
the Gold Cup stolen from his team.
I hated him during that first half of the Mexico
Because he was so amazing?
Because he was amazing actually. That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Because 10 on 11, he scored that goal, and he would.
and he's
he
a guy
kept
who
stopping
probably
everything.
he could have been sent off. The ref could have sent him off at a couple, 1 or 2 points.
he's got a little bit of trouble with that. Not generally with the national team,
Right.
but
What, with
he
his
has like
temper?
2 games a year basically where he gets a red card.
Okay.
In
But-
Colombia. Now we don't know if that's terribly high, but that's kind of a worry. But he's also a guy that gets about 2 to 3 goals a year
Absolutely.
as a center back.
and
Yep.
And
set pieces we could
we
use
kinda
all
like
the
that
help.
'cause-
Yeah.
right now our targets on set pieces are Chad Marshall, Brad
Rose.
Evans, and Andy Rose.
Right.
And well, only 2 of those are going to start, and maybe only one of them. And so now you get another target,
Yep.
and then you've got the guys to pick up the scraps.
Absolutely.
That are, like Clint Dempsey, Obafemi
Right.
Martins. And
But
Nelson
if
Valdez.
you have Marshall and Torres up there,
yeah,
that's pretty damn good.
you get 2 towers.
Yeah,
right.
not bad
Exactly.
at all.
The 2 towers.
Now
Yeah.
we're not gonna get killed in all these set pieces like we've
Right.
been getting
Absolutely.
killed.
Absolutely.
God, it's
But he,
literally you're
I,
praying, man. That
I loved watching him play in the Gold Cup. I mean, he was.
There are
and again,
people that
that's-
call him a top 5 center back in CONCACAF.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I hadn't heard that number.
I believe
Top 5 center back
dude. He
in
was the,
CONCACAF.
he was the reason why Panama should have,
They could have gone on.
Yeah,
If
like-
it wasn't stolen from them. I mean, no
If
offense.
it-
And no, I mean, I'm
I
joking.
understand. Well,
but
it's not
it
on
was,
us. It's on the
No.
refs. So no
Let's
worries.
look at
No
it
offense taken.
because well, it's not Alvarado and it's not Brooks.
Yeah. Yeah, really?
It's not the Mexican center backs.
They were pretty good at letting goals in.
Hey,
So
no,
we look at the guys that
they're
weren't used. So
pretty bad.
you're going to look at Omar Gonzalez would
Okay.
be in that top 5 hands
Yep.
down.
Yep.
He didn't play in the Gold Cup very much, but that was a Jurgen thing to get guys experience.
Right.
You look at Chad Marshall, who Jurgen seems to despise, but is a 3-time MLS Defensive Player of the Year. So you're looking at guys like Omar Gonzalez, and you're looking at like a Chad Marshall. You're probably looking at a Kendall Waston,
Okay.
the Vancouver / Costa Rica
Yep.
Oh yeah,
monster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's what you're looking at from the Roman Tower.
Okay. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
Bienvenido. Welcome.
He's a guy that we didn't know we were going to get, and then all of a sudden became, as you guys on Sound of Heart talked about, the guy we all needed. Otherwise, the
Yeah.
whole thing was a failure. I mean, it wasn't really, but it kind of became this this fascination. We had all this fixation on him.
Every 2 years in August, the internet decides we get an amazing player.
and when it happens,
Because for both Clint Dempsey and Ramon Torres, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you guys are on crack.
yeah, no way.
This isn't gonna happen.
I-
48 hours later. So yeah, we got that guy.
Jeremiah's comment, whatever he said, I can't remember the exact words, but he was basically like, I was going to lead out with this as a ha ha ha, you're fucking dumb internet, internet troll.
That's how we started it. That was his first story. It's like
Yeah.
the day the internet decided we signed Ramon Torres, and it's wrong, and then it wasn't.
Right. Yeah.
And then it was dead, and, it was
again,
alive. And it
2
was
years
dead.
ago, that was the same
For Clint.
His first story.
Yeah.
Both of he and I had used the sources that we have, which are sometimes pretty good. You
Yeah.
saw that with us breaking Nelson Valdez.
And
Yeah.
fuego.
So we tried, and then it was like, you know what, we don't got it. So this is a crazy rumor. Let's write it as this is a crazy rumor. It's
Absolutely.
never going to happen.
Yeah.
And then Dempsey Watch happened, and then we had this little Torres Watch, and now we're stalking people via FlightAware.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so we've signed 5 people technically in the window, or
Yes.
in the summer.
Yep.
5,
Andy Craven.
who's
which-
on the DL out for the year.
Oh, what?
Well, I mean, it's a knee injury that caused him to miss a minimum of 6 games, and S2 season will be over. And by the time he
Oh,
gets
but then we'll
back,
have
it'll
nobody-
be the
yeah,
playoffs,
okay.
and he's not.
Dude,
You just broke my
killing
heart.
me.
I mean,
He was here.
It was
Sunday.
an MCL.
He was here yesterday.
I know.
was he really?
Yeah.
Oh, was he really?
Was he just
Yeah.
hiding behind me or something? Or whatever?
He was hiding with the players. A lot
What?
of the S2 players were here yesterday.
Thanks for saying hi,
Yeah.
us two guys.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't want
Thanks
to
for introducing me and stuff.
Dude,
It's
that-
not like you work for the team or
Dude,
something.
I didn't want to
You could have told me.
Yeah, when
was
you're
in
in
Portland,
Portland.
yeah.
Like I was coming in with Jimmy, I think, and I was
Awkward.
like, dude, it was a tough game yesterday, and but we'll get him back next one. Yep. And I just wanted to announce goals for you guys, like we know, but yeah, I just didn't want to,
Yeah.
give them.
No, and they've been in here for quite a few games, and we've always done
yeah.
the same thing. Kind of left them alone. Sam Garza's been in here, et cetera. So I mean,
Yep.
we kind of let them live their life.
yeah, but I'm not here for other games. I was here yesterday.
My
You
bad,
should.
dude.
Yeah, you should come back for more games then.
There you go.
Okay.
So
Then again, Lisa, who's over there in the peanut gallery,
yeah,
comes up to me at about
We love the peanut gallery, by the way.
75 minutes into the game. Hey, Dave, are you just ignoring me? You're not going to say hi? And I'm like,
No, this gets better. This gets better.
and I go, Lisa, by the way, I said hello before the game started as you walked by, and you said, hey, Dave. And after this game, you've already forgotten?
how much did you drink yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, good job, water.
Because she had to recover.
Yes. Oh, from the run.
Did the
5K.
5K.
9K, 5K
Yeah.
walk, run.
Which looked like a real cool event.
I
man.
would have loved to have done it. Darn it.
Congratulations.
I had family issues, so I couldn't be there. But okay, so Andy Craven. I almost said Andy Rose. Andy Craven
Yeah.
was the first signing.
Yep.
Eric Freeburg.
Freeburg.
Is that 2 E's?
Freeburg, double
7
double
Q's?
Y, not
double Y.
You spell it Freiburg. but you
Freiburg.
Say it Freeburg.
That's right. Okay. It sounds backwards, but okay, I get it.
Basically, he's
I loved you, Matt and Oak, and you having the conversation
Yeah.
today about having
How
the,
to spell
the
it
post.
for you.
Yeah. But okay, so Freeburg, Craven,
So we're going in order. We had an Andy Craven first ever signing
Yep.
from S2 to the first team.
Yep.
We had Eric Freeberg, dipping into the wonderness of 2011, which was the second best season all time for the Sounders.
Was it hashtag tacos, or is he going to be a valuable member of the team?
It's just
Or both?
tacos.
I know, but is it tacos? The memory of people? Because he had a couple of rough games getting into fitness.
Well,
and then
yeah,
I thought
since
yesterday.
joining, he's had a couple of,
I thought he was
of
great.
games, but
And I don't even call them games. There's a few minutes.
Yeah.
he started. He played in that game with Dempsey, and it was clear they
Yeah.
weren't on the same
Yeah.
page
Not even
because
close.
he was passing behind those runs and whatnot. But I'm not hyped for him because he likes tacos and he's fun on Twitter. I'm hyped for him because he likes the team.
Yeah.
He's a strong defensive player. He's a good short passer. His long passing vision is there, and I think it's going to get there.
Yeah.
He reads games similar to Brad Evans with his tactical awareness and his spacing.
I agree.
So that's why I'm hyped for Eric Freeman.
Okay. When did Tomas come in? Because
Tomas came in like the final days of the primary transfer window, which
Oh.
was early May.
Okay, so that's before. I was talking summer here, but we'll call it this year though. It's still this
Well,
year.
yeah, it's still,
but
like,
I was
beginning.
talking summer opening basically.
Well, but when you talk about signings, you're talking about transfer windows.
yes.
And so Craven didn't have to transfer because he didn't cross an international boundary.
Ah,
but
okay, so he didn't
Tomas
count
did.
either.
Tomas came during the
Oh,
primary
okay.
transfer window,
Okay.
which for MLS
Yeah.
ended on like May 8th.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay,
it
so he
wasn't
was
a
the
summer
first.
signing,
So he was
because
the
when you talk
first.
about signings, you talk
Okay.
about summer
So he was
window.
our first window.
What do you think
Yeah.
he
First
has
window.
struggled? Because in my mind, he's kind of struggled a bit.
He's
hasn't-
22, 23, and he's a
He's-
phenom,
he's a-
right? Or he's supposedly a
Wow,
not
I don't
phenom,
know
is
that
wrong
he was
word,
a
but
phenom because he had 1 year over in Italy.
yeah.
What you're seeing is a guy that is still getting used to a style where he will get marked tighter, where
More aggressively.
there's a little bit more physicality to
Yeah.
it. He'll advance.
Yeah,
I
he will.
I think he'll develop
Yeah, I
fine.
think- yeah.
I'm not worried about it. He's going to drop. Wow, I was putting together like the 18 right now, and I don't even have him in the 18. anymore.
Wow.
Does he drop down to S2 and play for a couple games in S2?
I mean, that season's all. It's
getting
getting
close.
Yeah. There's three
There's
home
another-
games left.
Yeah.
So
So by then it's too late.
yeah, by the time that all the players are here,
Okay. All right. Okay. So Tomas was the first one. Then you have Andy. Then you have Freiberg. Is
Freiberg.
it Fyfer? Okay.
no
whatever.
jokes. Move on.
Okay. Come on. Why can't I joke?
Well, because it's the
They're not
same
funny.
joke that you told 3 times already.
Oh,
It doesn't-
fire!
It doesn't get funnier
And
the
that's
4th time you
same.
say it.
All right. That's the end of the show. Good night.
He's
Good
cutting
night,
off
folks.
my mic now.
Good night, folks. Oh, I shut my own off. All right. So, okay. So then after that, then we signed. Technically, it was Ivan Sheets.
Andres.
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 Even shits. Whatever.
Andres.
Okay. Andres. I'm gonna go on Andres.
You don't have to worry about the last name that
okay,
way.
Okay. Andres came next, even though he's not here yet. He's
Yeah.
coming this
He
week.
was announced
First.
first.
Yeah. So he came in, and where do you put him in compared to say some of the current players, people that don't know about him? Kind of where does he fit in this world?
Well, I'm going to cheat because I haven't seen him play.
Okay.
So I'm going to use what went up on Sounder Art today that looked into the most similar players in MLS to his style of play. And it turns out that his style of play is very much like a certain former Sounder designated player, Mauro Rosales, which is an expert crosser, strong dribbler, hugs that end line a little bit more, or touch line a little bit more often. So that's the style of play we're going to see. So not Papa, the guy that darts inside
Right.
and need interplays, but we're going to get a better crosser, better set piece
Oh,
delivery.
wow. Okay, so
So
I
that's who. Again, haven't seen it. We use some numerical stuff. It's all mapped out. If
Sure.
you go to Sounder Heart, it's
I-
right
and-
up at the top of the page.
And when did that come out? It was later.
That was
this
out
day.
at 1.
Yeah, and I was offline after 11. So
You're going to
unfortunately.
ask me about the next guy, and I'm going to cheat and use it again. So,
Okay, great. So the next guy was that guy.
Nelson Valdez.
Is that with an E or a Z? Go ahead.
It's a Z.
Okay.
That one's much easier. Nelson Hedo Valdez.
Hato.
Edo.
Edo.
Who has
H
better
sign.
who has better thighs? Oba or
Dude,
I
that's
need to
right.
see Oba flexing, on the weights
Dude, that little video of
like
them,
Nelson did, because Nelson on weights.
You know that video of him going like
yeah,
that?
yeah, that was
dope.
awesome.
Seeing that
yeah.
they were all buddy
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
because they had like half a season together at like Ruben Kazan over in Russia,
Right.
and that's where they knew each other.
Right.
So that was pretty impressive. And
And
we're
wait-
cheat and use that same thing because you're
Great.
about to ask me who he's like.
Yep.
CJ Sapong,
Whoa.
that style of play.
Interesting.
So Sapong in Kansas City was often used as kind of that target winger role.
Absolutely.
Now Nelson's shorter, but still is a good
Dude, he's-
good winner of the ball
Yeah.
in the air. Or the other comparison that we have is kind of a DP level Lamar Nagel.
So
Dribble at a guy,
Yeah. Okay.
go in aggressive,
Yeah, okay.
get those
And I
corners
saw
and the
that
angles and
comparison.
whatnot. So those are the two type. Combine CJ Sapong with Lamar Nagel, make him the best player, the best attacking player on Paraguay right now, which is kind of a mid-tier
Whoa.
CONMEBOL side.
Oh yeah, Paraguay.
Yeah, Paraguay.
Okay. I thought you said Uruguay, and I was like,
No.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Paraguay, so pretty good player there.
Okay. And then Roman, the
Then-
towers.
Then the Roman Tower.
Yeah.
The Roman
So
Tower.
and we talked about him already at length,
Yeah.
obviously. Do you have anybody you guys have compared him yet to, or are you working on that and we're going to snoop
Well,
it?
we still got to
Scoop
do
it?
that because it wasn't official. We don't want to.
Yeah.
We're not going to
Just-
write a comparison for
Okay.
a guy that doesn't
hasn't
sign.
come here. Yeah, okay.
Then just
unless it looks-
to all of those Tupol fans, Tower in
Roman
Spanish.
Tower.
Is what?
It's beautiful.
So we'll have
Not everybody knows that.
We'll have a comparison for him coming up, and then we actually have a scouting report with where one of our writers, the guy who does tactics, Ryan Cowper, does our tactics posts this year.
Yep.
He also writes for our Bayern Munich site,
Okay.
and he interviewed one of the German newspapers writers that had been covering Nelson Valdez with Eintracht Frankfurt, and
Yeah.
has a little Q&A
Lee's team.
coming up about what to expect from Nelson Valdez. So
Yeah.
we'll have that up tomorrow.
Awesome. That's great.
I think
That's great.
Dude, that's awesome.
that was the last thing I heard until Ryan told me.
Sneak peek, Sonar
Yeah.
Feed
So there you
edition.
go. Plenty more reasons to check into Sounder Heart over the next
Absolutely.
couple
You
days.
should always go to Sound or Heart. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I
yeah,
haven't had a
it-
chance later today, but I
no
will
question.
later tonight.
Guy that didn't go today. You
I
can
went
always go.
before 11. I told you. But after 11, I couldn't go. So, question of those most impactful right now. First, who's going to bring the most impact today, tomorrow, Sunday?
Sunday, Nelson Valdez, because he's been
Okay.
practicing already.
Okay. Okay.
I think we can.
How about for the rest of
see him
2015?
start up
Do you see any one of them being more dominant than the other? Do you think each one of them? I mean, they all play different roles. And I know that. And I'm asking the tough
the
question.
roles are so varied.
I know. I
and,
know.
and how it sorts itself out. How this 11 and 18.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
11, 14, and 18
Yep.
I can't wait.
sort
for
out
Sunday.
is going to be something that's really hard. Like I had a goal of putting out a new depth chart, but then the team went and signed 4 guys in a month.
Thank God.
I'm not putting out a new depth chart until I understand how these guys fit in, and it's really going to be it's going to be difficult to understand for about a month or so,
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
and
man.
then ask me who's the most important because
Okay.
well, everybody will know.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Because I mean, again, they're all coming in. They have to get together. They have to work together.
They gotta-
It's not going to be
Yep.
tomorrow that they're all of a sudden all 100% perfect together.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Sunday, Orlando.
I'd like one of theirs, but without the sugar free.
Okay. All right.
I like my sugar.
Sugar.
It's a really good music video, by the way. I just need to say that.
I like my sugar.
Maroon 5's Sugar.
Oh, I have not seen it.
I'll
I
show
saw
it I'll show
the-
it to you after the post game.
I saw the video where they went to sing at weddings. They
Yeah,
crashed
that's
weddings. That's the one.
So we are 1 hour into the show, believe it or not. I don't know how that quite happened. Are you guys good to go for a little longer?
Oh, I am. If he
Okay,
is.
do you guys in the audience have more questions? You
I'm
guys,
just
you
here to
guys,
support
do you guys hear have any
Dave,
questions?
dude. Dave has been on fire this show.
No,
Like,
listen. I've been called out here. I basically, yeah. You've scored more than the Sounders have
Dude,
in the
you
last 2
really
months.
have, dude.
Just tonight.
That whole like.
That was
"It's
a
your
comment
third time
here."
repeating this joke. Wow. I'm like, wow. Hell, Dave, that Hefes comment really took it to heart.
Yeah. This is also my last show. I'm going to announce that right now. You've destroyed my will to continue. So, but MTN335 has asked, the last time we made major August changes was 2013.
Correct.
We all remember very well what happened in the end of 2013. My daughter got a rose and a jersey, a rose from Yedlin and a jersey from Dempsey at that New York game where he scored his first goal, the Dempsey watch, right? Where he pointed to the watch. And then we destroyed ourselves in the playoffs against Portland. Why is this different?
Well, one, I think you brought up a couple of different issues with what happened in 2013. You mentioned the playoffs and that failure.
Yeah.
That was injury again. The reason Shelby Joseph started up top was
Right.
because
Injury.
nobody else was around.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah.
And they had a lot of options, but none of them were around, and
Yep.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
And when you brought Clint in, Clint only knew Eddie, knew Brad a little bit,
Yep.
knew Marcus a little bit. It's okay. That seemed to trigger something in the way Eddie thought, and
Absolutely.
in the way a little bit that Oba thought
Absolutely.
about salary and whatnot. What we're doing here is we're not adding players of that salary level.
These
We
are
don't
more-
know Valdez's salary level right now, but what we do know is he's not making as much as Clint Dempsey
Right.
or Obafemi Martins.
These are more like not the top five. These are
And
like,
and he's the highest paid of this group.
Right. He's a DP.
He's a
Right.
DP,
And
and
partly
he's
for
definitely
transfer?
making and no
No, he's
no
a free.
transfer
He's
fee.
a free. That's right. Never mind.
He's a DP, and he's definitely making more than Alonso.
Yep.
So he's going to get paid well, but he's not the highest paid player.
Yeah.
And he's clearly being added as a supplementary player because guess what? He's a forward, and he's the third forward on a team that has two really damn good forwards.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get that kind of vibe. And then Ivanchitz, I might have did that right, or close.
no, it's not a good man.
You know, he's a supplementary player. Eric Freeberg is clearly a supplementary
yeah.
player, might
Yeah.
not even be in the 11 regularly anymore.
Yep.
And you look at Roman Towers, he's just going to be excited to be here.
Dude,
Yep.
I'm excited.
Well, he was making like 60 or 70K.
I heard it was about 70, 75, but that's an
crazy.
odd little balance
Yeah.
of how that happens
Yep.
down in Colombia. 75
Oh.
in Colombia is a lot of money here.
True. Good point. Yeah.
Who knows what he's making now, but you know what? He's not making more than Brad Evans and Chad Marshall.
Right.
Right.
So what you've done is you've added a lot of depth and strength, but you haven't added this weird weight that's hanging on the top of the
Yeah.
shoulders. The idea. Remember, Dempsey took some time to assimilate too,
right.
and that was hard. If Clint and Oba are playing,
Yep.
Oh my God.
the
dude.
pressure isn't on Valdez and Andres and Freeberg,
Right.
Because those
Clint
two know
and
how to play and
Oba.
can still do
Right.
their stuff.
But can you imagine Freeberg with his vision and his passing and what
it'll be
Andres
great, and we're
in
gonna see
thery
that.
can do,
And we're gonna
and then you have
Let's go.
Oba and you have
Can it
Clint
be
up
Sunday
top?
yet?
We're
Let's go, man. I don't
You
know how this
a lot
happened,
of
but I'm
people are
hella
like,
excited for
"Oh,
Sunday right now.
What are we
Let's
going to
go."
do? How are we going to get all the talent on the field? You know what? You do.
Dude,
Yeah.
I did not expect this, man. I'm like, let's
Yeah.
go.
So I'm really excited for it, but who's going to have the largest impact? I don't think we can answer that.
That's fine. So when we step back and we look back at June 17th.
this was about 2013.
It was
Yeah,
2013.
so it's not going to be like
Not the same.
2013 because
Yeah.
it's different personalities on
Right.
this team,
Yeah.
different personalities
Different
brought
team,
in,
different league,
and
yeah.
there isn't the Clint Dempsey contract. I
Absolutely.
mean, that was a massive undertaking and unlocked a lot of future for this league.
That's right.
But clearly caused trouble in
The dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got my Sparkle Donkey and Galazzo.
Hey, there you go. With you. There you go. Oh, we have a question out here from
Oh,
Lisa.
yeah.
I think that's empty.
Lisa.
It's close enough.
Dave,
Dave.
Uh-oh.
if your life was made into a movie, who would play you?
If your life was made into a movie, who would play Dave Clark?
How much budget do we have? Because I've got the big budget version
Wait.
and then I got the small budget.
I'm
version.
gonna throw out. I'm gonna throw out
should,
Smaller.
bartender
should I ask
at
the,
merchants.
Should I ask the Lee
The
question?
bartender
or
at
not?
Merchants.
Should I ask the
Yeah,
Lee follow-up?
if you go and Aaron are the ones filming the movie, it'd be the bartender at Merchants.
And then should I ask
who
Lee's
I've been
follow-up
told
question?
Is the 6-foot version of me.
Yeah, it really is, actually. It's kind of funny.
When I was young and in shape, I was told by people who I value and how I look, that's my wife, that there was a little Ben Affleck vibe going on, and then later on it was more of a Paul Rudd vibe.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now that I'm, not in shape and a little pudgier, and both of them are older than they were 20 years ago. Yeah.
Cool. Good answer.
Yeah.
I won't
solid.
ask the Lee follow-up question to that. He's not here. I'm just saying I would.
Oh,
I'm
you already
making
know
up
his
the
follow-up.
question. I knew it, yeah.
The movie be named?
What would that movie be named? Heart. It'd be Heart.
I don't know. It depends on what story you want to tell.
It'd be hard. It'd be hard because you are when you look at the fandom, when you look at the, and this is not
No, you know
no,
what?
it's not
Better than
no
It would be Butter.
butter.
Because that was the nickname when I was in the Army.
Okay,
Butter?
Was Butter, which was a mispronunciation of the better
than.
portion.
Butter.
I like that.
So
That's cool.
That's good.
Just
I
learn a
I
little
think,
something
you
about
could sell
Dave.
that name.
So next time you guys see Dave, go up to him and
Butter.
say, "I love butter."
Straight butter.
All right. Ustreamer 61841 asks S2, who's the next guy signed up to the first team? Now that we're completely full with players for the next year.
So I can't really talk about one of the homegrowns or the loans down. I've got to talk about an S2 player that's going to make the step to the first team.
The Andy Craven step.
I got one in mind.
You go first. Because I don't want to take
Pablito.
him.
Nope.
But no, he's not ready
Nope.
yet.
I'm gonna go with Olex Anderson.
Oh.
Yeah.
You went young on that.
Yeah,
which
it's
is,
interesting.
Which
It's
is
interesting.
interesting, and I could see a lot of reasons
Dude,
for
when
that
he
one.
turns, when he makes his turn and goes, I don't know how to describe it, dude. It looks so good
Yeah.
and it's so fast.
He forced the cap or the Thundercaps to do a tactical foul yellow card. 20 yards on the Sounders side of the half of the center line.
Yeah.
In that game.
Yeah, dude. It was.
They were like, "Oh, he's about to break away,"
Yeah.
and they knew they couldn't close on him in the 60 yards between him and the goal, so they just
Grabbed
pulled him
him.
right down
Yeah.
and had to do it. I'm gonna go, and I'm extraordinarily biased in this. I'm gonna go Duncan McCormick.
I would be great. Captain
Dude,
Crunch would be fantastic because he.
No question. Would love to
And
see it.
it's
happen.
not going to happen next year.
No, it's probably the
but
year after.
I think that for some of the other talents that we're seeing on S2, they're a little bit older, and they're not going to make that step next year. And
Yep.
so then you're looking 2 years down the road.
And maybe
I
even-
think Duncan will be.
Did you
Prime.
post? I've been a whirlwind of work, but who posted the comment about? When maybe you know what was Oh crap! Who posted the comment about S2 or about S1 in 2 years with the lineup? It was it was your guy.
That wasn't me then.
No,
Good.
it was your guy. It was
Randy Meeker.
Randy
with
Meeker.
the,
Randy Meeker. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Randy Meeker. I
It's
couldn't-
kind of like the B team that
Yeah.
could make the step up.
Yes.
And
It was an
it's-
interesting post. It was an interesting comment.
Yeah, it's mainly he had a
Yep.
thing about with like put
Yep.
all the homegrowns in that we've already signed,
Yep.
and the young talent that's clearly performing on S2.
Yep.
So like your Olexes and
Kovar.
and you have your Kovar and Dar.
Yep. And he had Dunks in there as well.
And your Lowe and your Ockford
Yep.
and your Korea and
Giuliano?
no Fisher at right back.
Oh, yes.
What do you think of Fisher? We haven't really touched on him yet. I like
I
the
like
kid,
what
and
I'm
we talked
seeing
about
from
it a little
him.
while ago.
It's going to be great now that he's healthy again. That he can learn underneath Mears. I think that's good for his future.
And you saw Mears come out to him like on a couple of plays, like
Yeah.
like take him under his wing type. That's awesome.
So I missed this a minute ago. Sean Austin is the guy to play Dave, according to Ustreamer 2855.
Don't know Sean Austin, so I'll believe him.
From Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Sam.
I have no idea. Frodo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sam.
I've never watched the movies.
That's redhead and curly,
Yeah.
though, right?
You're
Yeah,
curly.
It's had a little color to it. I can see it.
I guess I'm curly, but I'm more wavy.
You got
than
wavy,
curly.
but still, the front
He
looks
has
curly.
tight curls.
The front
and
looks
I'm
curly.
I'm more wavy.
Okay, which of the players that we've signed, this is Ustreamer 13411, which of the new players we've signed gets a supporter group song first?
Torres. Sorry. I
No,
answered that
center
for
backs
you.
don't get songs.
I don't know, man.
We have
that-
had 0 center back songs.
Yeah, but we
And we've
have.
had-
well, no. I want to dance with Chad Marshall.
He got a
Yeah,
song.
oh, yeah, there we go.
I
So
wanna
all it would
dance.
take is
I want to dance with Chad Marshall, but he won't dance with me because he blocked me.
Damn it, that's tomorrow.
Oh, is it really?
Is it tomorrow?
I can't go. I got
Is it
working
tomorrow?
time.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
I got working time all week.
One of those. I don't know.
Okay.
You got to go and ask.
Oh, I want to.
I think it'll probably be Valdez.
Okay.
Scorers get the hype.
Oh, you know what? We gotta go with that song.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Look at this. Here. Let's put this up. Let's put this up there for everyone to look at.
Oh, hold on. It flipped.
Oh, come
What
on.
did you do?
Damn it.
Understand your technology.
It's not my technology. It kind of looks like Dave. Kind of looks like Dave.
Isn't that the dude from Rudy? That's
Yeah, Rudy. It's Rudy. Yeah, it's Rudy.
Rudy.
Rudy! That guy could be Rudy's son. Rudy's like 40 years old, dude.
Was that Rudy?
That was Rudy. That was Rudy. That's Rudy.
It was the guy who played Rudy. See, I
It
told
was.
you.
You're young looking. It's a compliment. Take it.
Told you.
Run.
And Rudy was awesome.
Sean Astin's got to be like, oh, never mind. I was about to say like 40.
Yeah, welcome to
Just-
2015, man.
Year.
MTN 335 again. A different question, but if he signs, will Jordan spend time with S2
No.
or slot right in? And given the recent signings, does that? And this is my follow up because this is something I've been thinking about. Does this change? Because he's not signing before the end of the year, anyways. Does this change him coming in 2016?
They're making him the same offer, and it's still up to him.
But would you?
Well, they might increase
Who
the
would he
offer, but-
replace? Valdez.
Well, Valdez and all the guys are
Valdez
here for a
and
while, right?
Andres
they're here for a
and,
year, right? At least a year and a half.
Yeah, I'll bet they're both on 18-month contracts.
Yeah, so they're here till the end of next year.
Everything about this summer is about the next 18 months.
Absolutely.
That's when Clint Dempsey's contract is up.
Yep.
And then Oba's is up a year after
Yep.
that. This is all about that CONCACAF Champions League and the next two MLS Cups.
Yep.
That's what this is about. And if Jordan says that he wants to play, he'll earn his playing time. He'll earn it by beating out either Andres or Valdez.
Okay. And Kenny?
I think so. You'll never find me doubt Jordan Morris.
Yeah, I
about
know.
anything.
I know.
I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
lot biased
A
on
lot
Jordan
biased.
Yeah, I
You are.
know.
We all want him here. I mean, let's be honest. We all want him here. Well, we all being. I'm on that.
Have I told the story? I used to serve Jordan Morris hot chocolates
What? No, I don't think you ever
Mercer
told us the
Island?
story.
when I worked on Mercer Island. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And this was well
No
before
wonder.
I covered the Sounders
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. It was probably before he played soccer and realized it. Like, we're talking 10 years ago.
It's like me serving
So
Gonzalo Pineda.
I'm not from
Gonzalo
Poverty
Pineda.
Rock, but I feel like he's a hometown kid because I worked on that island for 5 years, and
Wow.
so I know Dr.
Another-
Morris. I knew Dr. Morris before.
See
I
what
covered the
happens when
team.
you watch Sonar
Oh,
Feed?
sorry. MTN 335 is Nathan Murphy. By the way, I finally scrolled back up. Nathan Murphy is the voice of S2
Yep,
with
he does
the gentleman from
announcing.
Portland. I
Yep,
can't
yep.
remember his name.
one of the 6 voices of S2.
Yeah, one of the 6 when it should have been
Not the stadium
9.
voice.
Or
Correct.
8. I mean,
the broadcast.
and Nathan and I can't remember the guy. He'll probably say it in a minute here, but the guy from Portland is his color, or with them. Okay, so all right, Jordan Messi.
What's your score prediction for Sunday?
Oh, I'm not doing that.
74-0. Sounders.
It's without knowing Clint
No,
or
exactly.
Oba or
Yeah.
Alonzo. Or,
It's too hard. It's really too hard.
I normally don't do score predictions, but I'm certainly not going to do one 6 days out with us not having a clue. Like, I've done like 5 score predictions
So,
in 6 years,
Right.
7 years now.
I think we were
Yeah.
here for one of them.
We've
too, by the
done
way.
we've done the show for 3 years now.
Yeah.
We've done the show for 3 years, and we did
why
the
I wanted
first
to
2
ask.
years, the first 2.5 years. We did score predictions like every week.
Yeah.
This year,
I don't think we've done one.
we haven't done anything. Maybe
Yeah.
at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
it just
you're right.
this year has been way different in that regards, and so we went from winning
Always
every
predicting.
game.
Yeah, it's one of the
to-
questions to
Yeah, and then
close
now we've
shows.
kind of had this just point of, it's hard to predict.
Yeah.
It's really hard to predict right now. Aaron Heisen. Heinzen? I don't know. Heinzen. There you go. Any other questions from the audience out here?
I saw one up here that we skipped.
Did I skip one?
It's about me, so I'm going to get back to it.
Uh-oh.
It's Ustreamer 61841.
Oh.
Asked, what does better than mean?
Yeah.
When I learned Arabic in the U.S. Army, like a lot of languages, they ask you to take a name that's part of the native culture. My name was Better, which means
AKA
full moon,
Butter.
and people called me Butter. It's pronounced very similar to better, as in it's better than. And so I started picking up the name Better Than or Better Than Average in online forums as kind of a tribute to that. And if you go to my geeky, dorky fantasy fiction and role-playing game site,
Yeah.
where it's called Full Moon Storytelling,
What is it called?
fullmoonstorytelling.wordpress.com, or just follow me on the twits and you can find it there. But
In the bio.
Full moon storytelling is better El Rawi, which means full moon, the
Okay.
storyteller, or the one who tells
Nice.
tales.
I like that.
That's cool, dude. Again, that's what you get when you watch SonarFeed.
So while I'm
Intel on the
Did we get
Intel.
another question?
no,
while I
on
was,
Twitter.
lecture?
On Twitter, I just was following up on Twitter here. Jeff, who, by the way, congratulations for surviving. He had surgery a few weeks ago, and it looks like he's watching right now. James, Britvox, and Jeff, who had the surgery a few weeks ago, are going back and forth, and he says, Roman Towers sounds like a really popular British sitcom that I should probably like but don't. To which James responded with,
Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers, which my wife, one of her all-time favorite sitcoms ever, is Faulty Towers. And I love, that's a fantastic, if you haven't watched it yet, Faulty Towers is fantastic. Uh-oh. You're smiling over there. I'm worried now. Did I
Jason
mess up?
Ross has decided to mock me
Is
as
he?
we go to Twitter, where he wants one of you to ask me why I'm such a bad
Why are you such a horrible tracer?
because
Why?
Jason Ross's lines suck.
Well, wait a minute. If you're really just a tracer, you just draw.
I
You don't do anything. You just trace.
yeah, it's really that easy.
Are we gonna do that one of these nights?
The
Yeah,
sweatshop
like next
has
week?
spoken.
Well, 2 weeks ago we said it was supposed to be last
But we
week.
can't. He can't tonight. Tomorrow.
Can this week. We'll
Okay.
do it.
Or we gotta do that. Okay.
What are we doing?
We're doing it. So
We're gonna do an MST3K
yeah.
of Mallrats.
Mallrats.
MS3T.
Mallrats. It's a Mystery
The movie?
Science Theater
Oh,
of Mallrats.
okay.
Mallrats.
So
yeah.
basically, we're gonna record our commentary
Over
while we're
Mallrats.
watching the Mallrats show.
Yeah.
Or you can just get those 3D pictures from
Exactly. You
We
see
have
a
to get ready 'cause
sailboat?
Mallrats 2 is gonna come out.
I can't
in
wait.
a couple years.
All right,
Oh, I can't
so
wait.
And Clerks 3 is gonna come out.
Yes, I know.
we had a discussion just to ask you a little bit
Oh.
about. Actually, you know what? I'll wait for.
The after show.
Yeah.
Well, the after show's kind of happening
I think
now.
we did a live show that's extended into the after show.
We kind of did, yeah. That's awesome. The sweatshop has spoken here
Yeah.
from Tackless Opinion. That's great. So yeah, I'm finally catching up with all that as well. And Lisa earlier, by the way, said Dave Clark out. Why is he not panicking like the rest of us?
Dude, seriously, you got me like I was
Dave
panicking
Clark
a little
out.
bit, and then I'm like, dude, I'm ready to go Sunday. Let's watch. Let's watch what happens.
You know, there's a certain person that finds a way to panic. They find a way for sports to make them angry and upset.
Sad.
I don't need negative emotion from my sport. You know why I watch sports? So I don't have to think about stuff like that. So I don't have to think about stupid shit like brain cancer and unemployment and all that damn shit. I watch sports because I want to have fun and I want to do it with a great community. And so the reason why Dave Clark isn't going to panic about sports is because there's another game next week and another game next week and there's games next year. And if I wanted to be depressed, I'd log on to my my work website and I read about the news and the politics.
Damn
I
it.
think about all the crap going on in my life. So when people
Talk
say,
about
why
a
don't you panic?
killer fucking
Because I
finish.
don't take it seriously enough? That's exactly right. I'm not going to take
Dude,
sports that seriously.
Let's fucking go. Pardon my French, dude,
And,
but
and I'll
Hey.
be honest, sports has been my primary source of income for about 4 years. Not that it was much, but yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's just not, it's not about not taking it seriously. Well, yeah, it's about not taking it that seriously.
you know what I'm saying to that?
although that was a serious
Oh yeah.
Let's
Go.
It's why I watch the Seahawks and I live tweet John Ryan's touches.
Yeah.
It's because, damn it, man, I'm going to have some fun.
Fun.
yeah.
No.
That's right. You got to enjoy life.
dude.
I mean, this guy learned. You
I
learned. You went.
I
to-
learned the hard way.
Oh God,
I mean, I
no,
did.
dude, no.
I did. Oh,
we
come
were
on.
gonna end it with such a
Don't-
great note.
Don't be like Lee. Don't
We
be
were
like
gonna
Lee.
End with such
No,
a great note.
No, that's a great.
No, it is.
It
It's-
doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, listen.
we don't need to ignore that.
I was off camera, by the way. No, but it's true. 2 years ago, I was a different person than I am right now.
Yeah.
Good, bad words. I'm still me. I'm still the same guy I've always been.
Amen. Me too.
But you know what? Life is hard. We do a lot of what we're doing here, and you're getting a lot of love right now in the chat room. More love than we've ever gotten.
Yeah, no kidding,
normally
dude.
it's like Aaron out, Hugo in.
I've paid most of them.
I
No,
know,
I'm
like, but I mean, Stephanie, who is the head of the Alliance Council,
What
which
up,
unfortunately is on Tuesday nights, and I have not been able to attend because of my work
For
schedule
like a year.
for the whole year. The day I started, they
We know.
decided to do it on Tuesday nights, and I just, as a father with kids and traveler, Tuesday night's like the only night on the week I can't go. Well, actually, Monday through Friday. But she says, thanks, Dave, for being on the show. Wish you could have been here earlier. Wanda Valdez says, I love Dave Clark. Although it's interesting, he's using a red heart, which is usually symbolic of, like, I don't know, a Chicago Fire or a DC United. So he must be a implant from those cities. He doesn't know how to use the blue and green ones.
I don't know how to use the blue and green heart, but that's because I'm 40.
Dude,
I use the blue and green
Like
heart.
Sean Austin.
I just used it on
Nathan said,
just last night.
great community, et cetera. Harrison said, I want to take everything that, Dave Clark said and write it upon the inner part of my heart. I mean, Rob, which again, guys I respect, and I can't believe he's actually watching the show, and he's watching it for you, not for us, but he said Dave Clark for president. So, I mean, again, this is what's awesome, is that, you're part of the family. We're all in this network here, and we've all been so negative and so down, and the show was so serious at the beginning, and now here we are at the end. At least I do. I feel like it's a new beginning.
And Stephanie, you didn't listen to the beginning of the show. They're going to have it up on YouTube easily by the end of September.
Of 2016.
Hey, they've been going up with at least within 4
No, they have
weeks.
been doing really good.
Actually, they've been much better. Yes, because Adam's been at home working on this stuff, and he gets them up, and so. But anyways, you're right. This is what it's all about. I enjoy going to the games. I enjoy everything because it's family. I enjoy coming to the pub because the pub, it's family here. It's a family. And I'm pointing at Greg over there.
I
he's
remember.
off camera, although I didn't know you had your own ale. I found out tonight you had your own Berliner ale.
Berliner Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Thanks.
It in and it instantly sold out.
Oh, okay.
Just got it back.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we had it.
Okay, good.
It was my leader yesterday.
I don't drink beer anymore, so that's probably why they didn't tell me. So, but
I normally only have like 5 beers on the tap that I can go through because I can't do lagers.
right,
Yeah.
I will. Yeah, just here. All right, so let's wrap up. Do you have anything else you want to say? Sounder@heart.com. Are you going to release a premium hoodie again? Say
We don't have
yes.
the premium hoodie.
Then I'm done.
We do have a hoodie. I'm gonna give the SonarFeed listeners a little tip right now.
Oh, here we go.
We're about to release another one of our Like a Girl T-shirts. We've got a Finish Like a Girl for the Rain fans out there.
Yep.
Which is great. We've got like 6 or 7 styles of T-shirt or hoodie.
What's the
out
name of
there.
that? What's the name of that? The first one that you called? The first.
Like a girl.
Like a Girl, Finish Like a Girl is what we have right now. We're going to do another one. And we just found out that SB Nation's no longer taking a cut on this.
Oh.
So when you buy one, I get it. I'm not going to tell you Sounder Heart gets it. Unless it's Like a Girl, that actually goes to the Rain Riders.
Nice.
The other one goes to me, and what I do is SB Nation gives a stipend. I actually take less of the stipend because people buy the shirts, and I pay some of our other staffers and whatnot. I mean, that's really inside baseball, but really the more important thing is the staff at Sounder Heart is getting more money off of those shirts than we were a month ago.
That's great.
And so we're going to start plugging them again shortly. We'll
Great.
probably have another one. The T-shirt I wore to the game yesterday almost became it. If they'd won, I probably would have released it. But I don't think something that says One Nation Under Siggy is going to sell right now. So we're going to wait a little while until
Good call.
People are hyped. I like the soccer.life one, which is soccer in like 7
Dude.
Yeah, I love that one.
like
That is-
12 different languages.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Dope.
It's in blue and green on white. That one's available in a women's cut. The other one that's available in a women's cut is the Like a Girl.
Yep.
It's available in a women's cut. And then the This Is Our Sound T-shirt is also available in women's. That one's available in 2 colors, shale and white.
Are you still looking for writers for Sounder Heart? I know you posted that last weekend. Is that official? Is it closed? Still going on, or what?
It closes in 3 hours.
Oh,
We're looking for one paid position to be a paid reporter that would
Yep.
go to practices.
Okay.
It's a leg up position. We've developed 4 full-time writers out of Sounder Heart, people that got paid
Yep.
living wages to cover sports full-time. And I think we're at 3 that you can say freelance for not Sounder at Heart. As a point of order,
I heard.
Aaron doesn't like him, but he writes for SI now, and we were his first regular paid position. Leave you Bird.
He blocked me, so I don't like him.
Whatever.
No, actually, I don't care.
What about rumors or mentions in the past of possible Spanish, pieces?
We're still exploring that. If we found the right Spanish language writer to do
somebody
some
like-
original content
Yeah.
in Spanish,
You should learn how to write in Spanish.
like Nico.
there might be a possibility along those lines.
Yeah.
We understand that market is currently underserved,
yeah.
and we want to dominate. And
Dominate.
I want to back up for a
Did you
moment.
see?
Yeah,
Hold on,
dominate.
before you go there, did you hear the tone that he used when he said
He did.
dominate?
I don't. Livio, LB, we'll call him LB.
Yeah.
Interesting fellow who searches his own name and searches LB.
Whatever.
I know, that's fine. But a left back. So he must get a lot of left back talk as well, because I made a comment under LB and then I got called out and then blocked. But he's an interesting guy. I didn't like him because of his commentary on Yedlin specifically and on Sounders. He seemed like he was always negative. He's a good writer and he's been great under SI. And it's the only way I find out about him is when Grant Wall retweets him and then I see his tweet. And then I see it because I can't follow him.
Yeah, so
Because
you want
he's
the
blocked.
list is Brian Floyd is the front page editor for SBNation.com. Was
Amazing.
one of our writers for a while.
Amazing
He got
writer.
his start at Coug Center.
Yep.
Started with the fan post,
Center, huh?
Yep.
then wrote at Coug Center and
Yep.
Sounder at Heart and ran SB Nation Seattle for a while. Now just runs SBNation.com. Graham Mackery, who used to be the SB Nation soccer writer.
Yep. He's not in Portland, isn't he? Or wasn't he?
He was for a while. He's
Yeah.
in DC now.
Okay.
He does back end front end web design.
Okay.
And a lot of the features that you see at SB Nation
Okay.
are on his hands. But his first ever soccer writing gig was for Sounder at Heart. Jeremiah works for SBNation.com. Kirsten
Yep.
I'm not going to say her last name. Kirsten, who used to write for 7500 at Holt.
Yep.
Her first soccer writing was with us. She's doing freelance stuff right now, but has worked for SB Nation as a full timer for a little while. You got myself.
Aaron Campo.
Aaron Campo wrote for 7500 Holt for a little while. It's a different SB Nation blog.
But he used to write for you guys as well.
He writes for us on a very infrequent. He co-hosts the podcast that's affiliated with the website.
What's that one called? No Sadietes?
No Sadius.
Very good.
You will hear us.
Very good.
Yeah,
you will
very
hear us.
popular. Very popular.
Fantastic.
And,
Fantastic.
Eric Flatness, who is one of the freelance writers for the Rain.
Well, we now have Left Shark in the audience.
Wow.
The show is just jump the shark, I guess, actually, the better way to put it.
Review, I said.
Review, yep.
One of our younger writers has done some work for the U23s and the Sounders
Who?
Women. Jacob Landsberg.
Oh, yeah, Jacob. Yeah,
So
great
when,
writer. Yep.
When people say, yeah, it's not that much money and you're not really going to develop, I will put up the history at Sounder at Heart as a developmental. Heck, I wrote for the Sounders for a little while. I wrote for MLS Soccer.
Yep.
Um,
The lineup of writers you have now is it's a pretty amazing lineup
Yeah,
right
dude.
now. And some of them are younger, smaller. I mean, smaller. They're
We have people
unknown,
who write
but they're great.
at Will, we got people who write once a week.
Yep.
We got people who do graphics. We got
Yep.
photogs.
Yep.
Like
Jose.
our two photographers are amazing.
Ye-
I got to call them out at every opportunity.
Mike?
You got Jane G Photography,
Yep,
and then
and
you got
Jane.
Mike Russell Photo. And if you need any photographic needs, whether it's scene setting for your business,
Yep.
wedding or engagement, family photos, those kinds of things,
They do videos?
Hook up with them.
They
They don't do video right now, but Mike has worked with other organizations. Jane works with other organizations. The fact that they both still work for us is really impressive. They put out they're amazing photographers and they're
great people.
multifaceted.
They're great people.
They're great people. We brought in Jose, who was working for
Talk about the
Yeah.
signing of the year.
That is
Yeah.
a signing of the year.
Magic
dude.
Pictures That Move. Yeah,
Number
little
one.
finds and gifts.
Number one draft pick.
Lickett
right
has always
there.
been amazing at that.
Yep.
And the two of them, I would love to see them do a GIF off.
Oh my God. That
Yeah.
just happened right now.
I'm tempted.
I know,
GIF
a GIF
off.
off.
I gotta. By the way, how's your giraffics? You like your giraffics?
I like my giraffics.
Yeah.
I said it for you on purpose.
So we've got a lot of great people who are doing wonderful things. We got Benjamin. It's spelled Nemajib. who lives out in Europe right now, but is local, and he did that comparisons, little statistical stuff. Sidereal, who does the rain, used to do our scouting reports. Jacob Samuel Sweeney, who covers the news desk for us and writes Friday morning stuff. Relio, who just begged and pleaded to be able to do the player ratings, and I've loved what he's added, mainly because it means I don't have to do player ratings. Who else? Isaac Slaughter, who's about to leave us. He's one of the Major League Soccer guys. Mike Dionfro.
Man, that's
Mike
a lot of people
D.
to like.
Mike D.
Does Wednesday morning links post. Sounder Junkie does Thursday morning link posts.
Wow.
He doesn't go by his public name, so
Dude, that's a
I won't
huge
give it out.
team.
Yep.
You know, we got a lot of people. We work with you. We
Yep.
talk to you about social.
Amazing.
We develop
Yeah.
people in social techniques and whatnot.
What do you mean social techniques?
Like
what-
how to use Twitter and Facebook to grow, use Pinterest, all that kind of jazz.
You
It
guys
has
are hiring
been
for that?
not for social.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm just saying I know somebody.
You need a hype manager.
if you
I'm
need-
only the number 3 on social now because between Jeremiah and Susie, they do a lot of social. I do some away games, but you know we do some pretty. You know we get a lot of people who volunteer and we get a lot of people who just love it and are passionate, and we're going to try to advance you. We're going to try to make people be the best writers they can be. So you let me plug the website. You got 3 hours to apply.
If you want to
hours.
do it now.
Yeah.
And it would be a great opportunity for someone.
Yeah.
So, and this won't be the last opportunity, but it's the last opportunity for now. Things change.
Yeah,
in
we
the
just have a
future.
couple openings right
Yeah,
now. We
right.
needed to realize because I'm
Yeah.
working full time. I'm not able to go to practices.
Yep.
Jeremiah's SB Nation duties have him able to go to practice like once every 3 weeks.
Yep.
So we realize that we really need somebody who can go to practice once or twice a
Yep.
week and develop. If you want to develop into a professional writer,
Great
we
opportunity.
can take you there.
Great. Dave, you know what? I feel way better than I did
Yeah, dude,
3
me
hours ago when
too.
I showed up.
Holy
An
cow.
hour and a half ago of the show. A little over an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You are, I mean, you already got the love, but, you know,
Dude.
you are welcome on anytime you want to come on, as always. Thank you for replacing Lee tonight.
Yeah.
I miss
You're
Lee.
way better.
Better
Way
than.
better than Lee.
Better than.
No. But you were
Love you, Lee.
fantastic, and we needed this kind of I think community wise
Yeah,
we needed
yeah,
this
yeah,
little
yeah,
up,
like-
little up.
Like, hey, you know what? Have fun.
So but thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Really.
And anything we can do for you, you know that.
Dude,
But you
anytime.
really are. You bring people in tonight. We had a lot of people in tonight, and people like hearing you. They don't want to hear us talk.
Nah, dude.
I mean, I don't know why people watch anyways.
I just had bacon, so that was good.
It's just because you're sexy Mexican,
Nah,
and
I mean,
you know,
thanks.
you know it's true.
Appreciate it.
But thank you.
Hey,
Not as sexy as this guy tonight.
let's give a
man.
little shout out to the Berliner
Good
for
idea.
hosting us as they always
Yes.
do.
Good
They
idea.
do a wonderful job at that.
Yes.
You can watch away games here. I
Yes.
will generally blog from here if you do an away game. You can get a Stein Club here. I'm a member of the Stein Club as
That's
well.
fine.
that over there. Well, yeah.
They
the
have
Steins
drink
too.
specials.
Boom.
Stein Club. They do great jobs, and heck, now they're about to hit up their karaoke. They're right here
Yeah.
in downtown Renton.
Yep.
Where
Local businesses.
221
Support
Main
soccer
Street.
community.
parking is free.
Across the street.
Yep.
And or in the old City Hall lot.
Yep.
The home of SonarFeed.
Street. You know, just check
Yep.
check those street signs if you do the street parking.
That's right.
So you know they do a wonderful job supporting
They
SonarFeed
do.
and have done it for basically
Since day
3
one.
years now.
Yeah. Yeah. Since
day
day
one.
one.
So
They've hosted viewing parties of Sounder Hearts here.
That's right.
They've given
FIFA
us
tournaments.
some great. Oh,
yeah, our FIFA,
FIFA tournament gonna be here. Everybody, I've got
$13,000 in 3 years have been raised.
at least
Wow.
half of the SonarFeed staff, or at least half of the Sounder Heart staff coming
Yeah.
down for the FIFA tournament
Yeah.
this time. It's
gonna be awesome.
Not gonna be by myself.
Nice.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's gonna be a big year this
Yeah.
year. It's gonna be a big year.
A lot of competition, man. The guy who was a runner-up came out of nowhere. A big YouTuber.
Yeah, he was awesome,
gamer.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was
I've been
great.
watching his videos online. Have
Yeah.
you watched?
No,
I'll
I
tell you about it later,
haven't.
man. But the guy's good.
So
Solo, yeah. Oh, we're
No, not Solo, but yeah.
No, the guy
Solo's
who-
coming back.
Oh,
Solo's
yeah,
coming
he
back. Yeah,
should.
he always does.
You've got to defend that title.
So Dave at Better Than, Sounder at Heart.
AKA Butter.
No Sadietis, watch them, or listen to them, I should say, not watch them. We should have them on sometime and do a live
Yes.
Yeah, you got to
feed.
coordinate that with
I know,
Jeremiah and
I
Aaron.
know,
I can't be
I know.
the throughput.
I know. I'm not saying you are.
No,
I'm
we've
just-
tried that.
I was driving
we've
in.
tried to have me coordinate before.
I was driving in thinking about that again.
right, so
We'll put
off-season-
off-season show would be
off-season,
best.
Yes.
So something that I wasn't going to talk about, but earlier, I'll talk later on. But I'm just going to bring it up because you were so impactful. A end the season round table with you. Obviously, we'd love to have you back. Obviously, every week. But to get ready for the postseason, like a round table discussion with whoever you want, writers, maybe Don Reese
We'll come back on.
can come
He
back
was a
on.
fun- he was a fun guest as
Mr. Pence from the Seattle Times, or Pence?
Pence with an E, not an A.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pence from the Seattle Times.
Matt, no pants.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it takes to get him here, I mean, just have like a power round table with y'all. End of season, postseason. Like
I've got
blast
connections
off.
with Dave. I'm sure he'll come in.
I'm
if we
just
ask
saying,
him.
just would love to have
You
something
got
like
my
this,
number
man.
too, man.
True. I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay. Wrapping up. SonarFeed number 137. Live from
row?
the Berliner Pub.
Yeah.
Pub.
The pub.
Good night, folks.
Night, guys. Thank you for watching.
See you
Thank
all next week.
That's
Monday
it.
night.
Thank you. We're done.
7:30.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you. We're done.
Yeah.